This is our Philodendron Red Heart, which has been with us for almost a year. And now we are going to propagate it by cuttings, as well as baby plant. So come, join us, and we hope that you learn something. Red heart philodendron originated in South America, like Brazil, and found its way to Southeast Asia, like the Philippines and Thailand. Most of the red heart philodendrons available in the Philippines were imported from Thailand. Our plant has been with us for almost a year, and it is indeed a very, very slow grower. It is a self-heading or non-climbing philodendron. So what happens is that it grows leaves that are very, very closely spaced, maybe a few millimeters less than 1 centimeter. At times, it loses some of its leaves like this one, and it's quite normal. And what happened after almost a year, this plant has grown a tiny plant on its branch. After a while, the little plant grew some roots. It is still attached to the branch of its mother plant, even with the root. So what we'll do today is we will detach this tiny plant of its mother plant, and we will be planting it separately. We will also be making cuttings, which is a bit tricky for this closely spaced leaves. I will attempt to do one leaf propagations with complete parts, meaning it has some aerial roots, a very little bit of a stem, and at least a leaf. We will also try to make some propagations using just cuttings of the stem, and we will be using our knife there to do the propagations. This is a close-up of the very tiny plant that has grown at the side of our mother plant. Let me show you how tiny it is. That is my finger right there. It is just about 3 centimeters, and our mother plant is just about 18 centimeters. First step is to inspect our plant. The bottom part is the part of the plant that is under the soil, and then you have there the stems. You can see a lot of the stems because after some time the plants lost leaves, so the stem is quite visible. There you can see some growth, some reddish growth. At the top part of the plant, you will notice that we have a lot of leaves that are very, very closely spaced, and there are some aerial roots that are protruding. I will attempt to make stem cuttings at the bottom part. You can see there the stems with some roots. And then I will be making propagations with complete plant parts, some aerial roots, a stem, and at least one leaf. Here are our stem cuttings. We have the little tiny plant. There are our one leaf propagations, and we also have some propagations that have two leaves. The complete plant parts propagations have super duper tiny stems, as you may have noticed. For our soil mix, what I'll be using is a mix of garden soil and some pumice. So you can use 1:2. If you have coconut cubes or coconut fibers, you can also add those in.
Now we are ready to plant our propagations. We'll start off with our stem cuttings, which have some roots, so that's the bottom part. And we also have some cuttings that have no roots. So make sure that the part which grow root or which has some aerial roots is submerged into the soil. Then we will be watering these propagations. We will be keeping this first in a shaded area to allow it to adjust, and then eventually we will expose it to some indirect sunlight. Some care tips for this plant. Find a space where the plant can get some indirect sunlight. It is highly sensitive to the sun and its leaf can easily burn. As you can see, or if you've noticed earlier, the topmost part of our plant have some burns. And then we water this on a daily basis. Just make sure that your soil mix is fast draining, since one of the most common problem of philodendrons is root. We will be closely monitoring these propagations. If you want to be updated, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. That's it. We hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned something. Stay safe and healthy, and we will see you on our next video. Bye!